Same link we can send again.
I don't
Okay,
know
it's
what
live.
happened. I think it's a different link.
Okay,
Just
now
see.
now what?
Just try going live.
Yeah,
No,
I
live. We are live.
Send me the link. I shall broadcast the link.
one second. Let me check on YouTube if it's on live or not.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, for some reason I
Send
can't
me the link.
open YouTube at all on my.
It's live. It's live. We are live. We are
Hmm.
live. All right. Thank you so much, Ayushi. We are live, and I will send you the link at.
I got the link. Got the link.
Okay, you got the link. Perfect. Fine. I'll share the screen, and you can start. And Ayushi, you will send it in all the social media places, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And put it on Instagram status.
Yeah, that is what social media means.
You guys can start now. You guys are live.
Okay, start it. Start. Vishnu, Arjun, start.
Yeah. Okay. Just a minute. All right. All ready?
Yes.
Okay. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the orientation session by SIMSA, the South Indian Medical Students Association. I welcome our President Vijaya Ruba Konakanji, our SIMSA VP Interior Matters Dina Mariam, the Council Chairs Sri Hari, our VP Finances Fazlur Rahman Khan, the person who will be anchoring our session, Swarna, and all the audience here, all the medicos here who are present here to know more about SIMSA. Welcome everyone and have a beautiful evening. To kickstart the meeting, let me invite our President, Dr. Vijay Ruba, to address the gathering.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I hope you're having a good day. The major important point of today's meeting is that there are many student organizations out there, but why SIMSA? Why do we have to join SIMSA? What is different from other organizations? What are you gaining from here? What are you learning from here? How is it helping you be a medical student outside your medical college? Is what you'll know today. And for that, we have amazing people sharing their experiences, guiding you through the whole meeting. We have Dina Mariam on interior matters and Council on Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights by Vishnu, and Council on Medical Education Swati, Council on Human Rights and Peace Katyayani, Council on Public Health Snigdha, Council on Education and Judicial Affairs. We have Venkat, right? CLPD and Council on Constitution, Bylaws and Legislation. We have Rahman Khan explaining about the SIMSA finances and fee structure, and Sri Hari Govind, VP Exterior Matters on International Opportunities. And you might be having lots and lots of questions. And for that, we have Swarna and Arjun helping you and guiding you through that. And hope you have a good day and amazing productive time here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, Arjun, take over.
Now we shall move on to the core session of our orientation session. We shall hear about SIMSA in an overall. We have our most dearest Dina Mariam, the VP Interior Matters. Dina, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is fit and fine in this quarantine, and I'm not going to bore you a lot. So, as you can see, and many of you would have browsed through our Instagram page as to knowing what do we do. So, we do a lot of activities, a wide range of spectrum, uh, ranging from academic to social activities to more of think tank based activities, wherein we understand more depth into how we can contribute to the society. So like what is our system? So we have a governing body, we have councils, and we have team of officials. So governing body consists of a main body, that is the president, the vice president, the VPI, the vice president of exterior matters, the vice president of finances, and the vice president of capacity building, which is Arjun. And then we have the councils, and the councils are mainly specific bodies which deal with specific content or specific are formed for a main issue. For example, the Council of Reproductive Health and Sexual and Health and Reproductive Rights and Gender Identity deals with menstrual hygiene, or uh, the LGBTQ rights, all of those, which I think Vishnu will explain better. So Vishnu.
Hey
Uh,
guys. Yeah. So should I take over, Dina?
Yes, you can quickly brief about courage in 2 minutes.
Yes, sure. So, hey everyone, I'm Vishnu Bharadwaj, and I'll be representing the Council of Reproductive, Sexual Health and Gender Education, which in short we call Courage. And yeah, the term very accurately represents my team. And we have some very, very interesting activities which are quite unique. So we have started our work with Turn On, and we have Sapne, which is a special flagship project on child sexual abuse, and probably the only team to come up with a educational and a capacity building module for medical students upon child sexual abuse from both pedophiliac perspective and also the and also the hospital and doctors perspective. So apart from that, we have a couple of activities on transgender education. We hosted a webinar and we hosted a debate competition. And we also have another module among child sexual abuse for parents, which we call COPE. With that, we also and we have a community menstrual hygiene education. We brought it online, and it's called the Bleed with Pride Menstrual Hygiene Campaign. And so apart from this, there are two very important things which I'd like to highlight in today's session for all of you. So we encourage our small work group structure a lot with Courage. So whatever you have, if you come up with an idea and you want our help with it, so you can reach out to us, and we'll be sending you a manual, and one of our team will reach out to you and help you structure and execute the idea. And the idea could be very simple, from hosting a competition or hosting a webinar, or probably you have a very good professor in your college and you want to showcase them to the South India, or from doing a very complex thing, like you want to address a very core problem in the society. You want to go somewhere and do a camping on ground, or you want to do a series of campaigns in a specific location. We can enable you with all of those with our SWG structure. And secondly, in collaboration with Council of Public Health, we are coming up with a mental health support group system. Details are yet to be figured out, but we're pretty much excited for it. And that's all from me. Thank you.
So next, I think we will go for the next Council of Medical Education. So I invite Devala Swati Giriraj, the chair of Council of Medical Education, to take over and speak for 2 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful evening today. So I'm Swati Devala, as Dina introduced me, and I am currently the chair for the Council of Medical Education. So what do we do in the Council of Medical Education? The main vision that we have is to help medical students become all-rounded doctors, well-rounded in all areas. What we are taught in these formative years in our medical curriculum is how it directly affects the kind of doctors that we become and the kind of quality of healthcare that we provide. But as students, we do not have an influence, or the kind of medical curriculum that we're taught, or how to improve or change the system. So what we do is we try and understand the current medical curriculum and see if it meets the standards that modern education, modern healthcare requires or not. And we try and help students derive maximum benefit from it. Apart from that, we also try and teach students about medical education, medical curriculum, and how they can advocate for changes within this. So in the council, we mainly work on conducting activities that will help you improve your soft skills. It'll help you figure out what you can do for later on in your studies, and develop skills that you require to practice beyond just your MBBS, and so on. So we want to prepare you for the real world. So right now we have conducted activities on research methodology, on plasma donation and raising awareness regarding plasma donation. And we are also coming up with an activity real soon, at the end of this month, January 31st, which is an ECG workshop, where not only will you learn the basics of ECG, but you will also learn how to apply this skill in your clinics, and how you can use these skills to read ECGs and understand what has actually happened to the heart, rather than just superficial theoretical reading. So, if you are interested in learning more about ECG and how to interpret ECG, please do join our program. That is it for now from me. Yeah, thank you.
Hi. So that was a very nice brief introduction, Swati. So next we will have the Council of Human Rights and Peace. So I invite Katyani Goswami to give the chair of Council of Human Rights and Peace to give a brief.
Okay, thank you, Dina. Hello, guys. So CORP, which is the Council on Human Rights and Peace, it is pretty evident by the name, but CORP stands for rights, peace, and every domain that falls under the 30 universal human rights. So these 30 universal human rights come under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, but we also advocate for animal rights in our council. The topics that can be covered but are not limited to are disaster management, refugee management, emergency medicine, child and women's rights, infectious disease outbreak control, right to work, right to health, so on and so forth. One thing that I find which is very interesting about my council is that we conduct workshops with real life situations. So we have simulations at the end of each workshop. We previously conducted workshops on patients' rights, which had a simulatory workshop at the end where we had simulations, and we similarly had a workshop for disaster management. We have vacancies in our council, so if there's anybody who's interested, they can join SIMSA and join our workshop. I believe that this workshop, I believe that this council is not just limited to what you study in your school, in your med school, or in general in academics. It is much more than that, because you're getting aware of all the rights for yourself, for the people around you, for refugees, and it just prepares you in general to become a better human. So that's about it, and thank you.
Hi guys. That was a wonderful, cute way of explaining human rights and peace, which is such a, I would say, difficult topic to explain. So now we'll go to the auxiliary councils, as the representative of Council of Public Health is currently not able to join. So I would explain about the auxiliary councils like a bit. So basically, these are three councils which are not dealing with specific, like not dealing with topics of which we have to, awareness topics, or the topics which are for the medical students, but mainly these councils are for the functioning of the organization, like, for maintaining the checks and balances within the organization. So I would just like to explain in simple words. So Council of Ethical and Judicial Affairs is like the Supreme Court of SIMSA. That is, they resolve conflicts, they resolve any complaints, they make an unbiased decision, and even if the governing body is at fault, so the COEJA is the one who resolves these issues. Then we have the Council of long range planning and development. And Council of long range planning and development is mainly the think tank, or the council which can make more activity engagement within the members, as well as the long run what can be helpful for the organization. And then we have Council of Bylaws and Constitution, and I would say that this council is the Election Commission of India, Election Commission of SIMSA, as we have an election commission in India. So basically they deal with the voting system, or the voting. So now we don't have complex, or we don't have in college votings happening, but soon we want to progress there, and that's when Council of Bylaws and Constitution will have more of a role. So now we go to Council of Ethical and Judicial Affairs. I would invite the Vice Chair, Venkat Praneeth Reddy, to take over and say a few words about your council.
Good evening, guys. I am K. Venkat Praneeth, Vice Chair of COIJA, Ethics and Judicial Council at SIMSA. Let me introduce you to COIJA. COIJA is one of a kind in a student organization. COIJA functions as an apex independent body, making sure everyone in system is accountable for their acts. Every individual gets justice and respect of their position held, making sure system runs smoothly and effectively within the jurisdiction of SIMSA. We have developed automated complaint forum that can be accessed via our website. COIJA will receive appeals filed by applicants who allege that they have been treated unfairly. We at COIJA determine the facts in the case and report it to the finding to the governing body. We have developed guidelines based on bylaws and constitution of SIMSA on which the case will be handled, maintaining utmost professionalism. Proper training has been given to all the council members on how to handle during any ethical or judicial crisis. We at COIJA developed various policies to handle situations like anti-corruption policy, anti-harassment policy, and conflict of interest. We take things very seriously at COIJA, and it is really the place to make changes in organization. The main reason why we have COIJA is to make sure that justice is delivered to every individual, irrespective of their position in organization, unlike in many other organizations where people brush it under the carpet. Wishing you a warm evening. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
That was a wonderfully summarized, of such a council which deals with conflicts. So that's very nice, Venkat. So now we would go to the Council of Long Range Planning and Development, and this is I think, a gray zone for a lot of the medical students. So I would invite the Vice Chair of Council of Long Range Planning and Development, Sachin, to explain.
Thank you, Deena. Good evening, all. I myself, Sachin K, the Council Vice Chair for Long Range Planning and Development. First of all, what is CLPD? The word sustainability holds good when we are taking into account of the goals of CLPD. CLPD works mainly to identify and evaluate ways to enhance SIMSA's developmental process, and the main objective of our council is to make recommendations concerning with the long-range objectives of SIMSA. As Deena already mentioned, CLPD is an auxiliary council. It's not mainly concerned with the activities that we think of, such as webinars, conferences, etc. It works mainly based on analysis and evaluation. In our council, we have a strong data analysis scheme. Now, I will explain in simple terms with an example. To reach a destination, one should know how much fuel his vehicle should require. There are many activity councils in SIMSA, state directors, deputy directors, and other SIMSA members. They can put in their inputs and organize various events. CLPD, that is our council, mainly focuses on the fuel, that is the number of such events that is required to make SIMSA reach a particular destination in future. That is, it is mainly concerned with the long-term goals, which leads to the overall improvement of the organization. Apart from that, recently, CLPD also conducts monthly meetings. They have planned it recently, and we are planning to involve all the council chairs and vice chairs, and we are discussing about the working of the councils and to plan for future endeavors of SIMSA. CLPD also deals with the analysis of SIMSA membership, state-wise involvement in various events conducted by SIMSA, and the integration of these ideas to achieve our objectives. Our council also has a digital wing coordinator. We also make 3 monthly reports regarding the working of our council. So far, the major objectives of CLPD have been framed, and we had started working on it strongly with the support of our members. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sachin. I think medical students are quite clear now as to what CLPD does. So now we'll go to Council of Bylaws, Constitution and Legislation. So I invite Manaswi to come and explain.
Hello, everybody. I'm Manasvi, and it's my pleasure to address you all here today on behalf of Council of Constitution, Bylaws and Legislation. So we require a constitution as it will allow the members and also potential members to have a better understanding of what our organization is all about and how it functions. And bylaws, they set forth the procedures that our organization must follow to conduct it in an orderly manner. And that actually summarizes exactly what our council does. We serve as a fact-finding and advisory committee on matters of SIMSA's constitution and bylaws. Our council recommends changes in the constitution and bylaws as directed by the governing body and advises the board of advisors in reviewing the rules, regulations, and procedures of SIMSA sections. We also review any proposed legislation and recommend appropriate action in accordance with the SIMSA policy. We also recommend changes in the existing SIMSA policy when it is necessary to accomplish effective legislative goals. We strive to keep the organization structured and streamlined to ensure methodical functioning. So if you're looking for a place to learn, represent, and voice your opinion, then you're at the right place. I would like to recommend and welcome you all to take up this challenge in the journey of learning. Thank you.
Wonderful explanation, Manasvi. And I hope that has motivated a lot of you to join SIMSA. Now I would like to tell a few more roles or a few more officials which are part of SIMSA's structure. So we have the state directors, the deputy directors, the director of public relations and communications, the information technology officer and logistics officer. So basically state directors are on-ground representatives of the state which they hail from. And they are very important as to we get to know what the students of the state require and how we can how we can reach out to more medical colleges. And if you are from a college which doesn't have any members yet, so you can definitely reach out to the state directors. If you want, we can give you a list of the contacts. And deputy directors are the vice directors or someone who works under the state directors in controlled zones of the state to again expand the membership base. Director of Public Relations and Communications are the one who have beautifully made this presentation and have made it this orientation session reach out the word of this orientation session, and I hope that it has reached out to maximum amount of people. And we have information technology officer. So this person mainly deals with our website, and if you can see how quickly you get your certificates, he's the one or she is the one who makes sure that you get your certificates. Also the one who is responsible for your membership card and the one who makes sure you're registered. So the information technology officer is also very important. And then we have the logistics officer who help in majorly logistics of events and logistics of mainly on-ground events or our mega events which we have. Now coming to my role is just to get everyone together and make them work, which I am very happy about. But anyways, if any other doubts come, let us know. And who can join: pre-medical students, healthcare students, postgraduates, and constituent associate members. And if you want to know what constituent association members means, please let us know. We will definitely clarify that. And how to join: you can go to the website. There is a link. Just registered, pay the specific amount, and you join for a lifetime. But if you are a postgraduate, you'll have to rejoin. So this is how we function. This is how it is. So any more doubts, let us know. Now we will, now I hand the mic back over to Arjun to go for the next course of events.
Thank you, Dina. Thank you, the respected representatives of all the councils. What an amazing session that was. That, my friends, was the core of SIMSA. Thank you, Dina, once again. Now we shall move on to know about the international opportunities delivered by SIMSA. For that, let me invite with pride our VP for Exterior Matters, Mr. Sri Hari Govind. Sri.
Hey guys. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. Just tell me if you can see it. Can you guys see?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start. So for everybody who does not know, if anybody is new, I am Sri Hari. I am the VPE or the Vice President for Exterior Matters. And I'm going to do like a whole session on external affairs 101, what it is, what we're going to do. And like Arjun said, what are the international opportunities that we offer. So when you think of external work, there's so many different classifications, but at least in SIMSA, I personally think of external work. I think I can divide it into external representation and engagement. And then the second part is policy and advocacy. So I'll tell you a little bit about both, and then we can go ahead, right? So in terms of external representation and engagement, so what we do is when all the councils and all of them they do their activities, those are not just tokenistic activities. Those are not activities that you do just for the sake of doing them, but you actually try to bring about a whole change. You try to bring about meaningful engagement. So what I do is I try to take those activities to our external partners, or I try to get external partners to collaborate with us on the activities. And once a result is out, we actually formulate a toolkit or something along those lines. And then we try to, if I am invited for a conference and when I'm representing SIMSA, I try to portray the work of SIMSA in those conferences or external engagements. And that is one of the main reasons why those external organizations like to work with SIMSA, and because of the meaningful engagement that we're doing. The second side is policy and advocacy to external work. So in terms of policy, at least here, it's not exactly public policy, but that is something that I would like to do. I would like to bring about in the next year. But this year we are actually working on one particular policy. It's kind of stuck right now because of all the exam timetables of everybody, but we are actually working on sexual and reproductive health of youth on the move. So it's youth migrants. And so we're trying to get like a whole position paper set up. So once we do have the policy and once we do have those external partners and we're engaging with them, what next? What are we doing? So I think this is where all of us, the reason we founded it, we founded SIMSA came into place. It is the advocacy side. When we find a problem, we try to find a solution to it. And then once we find that solution or we build capacity for getting that solution, then we go ahead with the advocacy. So, so I'll just give you like an example. Like recently, a month back, not recently. So a month back, I was in talks with the Puducherry Development Commissioner, and I was just talking about all of SIMSA's work, what we're doing, our representation, our engagements, and then he decided, he really wants us to be a part of the whole Pondicherry COVID crisis, because he thought we can do a lot of good work, at least during the COVID. So we created like a volunteer student task force. Again, this is fantastic for your CV, but unfortunately we are not able to go ahead with it again because of our student schedule, the exam schedules. But once that gets over, it is completely taken place. I believe Swarna too is is very engaging. Half the work is done because of him. So thank you, Swarna. So that is like one example of how, us doing all these activities, how us having all the capacity out there, and then engaging with our external partners, knowing how to engage, knowing and having like the back raw data to engage is very important. So that is where policies play, and ultimately we try to bring about a solution, and that is what is advocacy. And if anybody does not understand, just like raise a question, I believe, and Swarna let me know, and just type out the question. Everything's or you can also reach out to me personally. I don't have a life, so I will always help. So the next thing is I'll tell you a little bit about our partners. There's a lot of things that are not added I didn't have a lot of time to prepare the slides, so I'm sorry. So like these were our initial partners, at least at the beginning of 2020. So these were some partners that we did engage with. So we have the UNMGCY. I believe I send like a couple of emails to, which I personally get. I send it over to in the SIMSA Google groups, and then we engaged with UNOY, the UN. So me, I've attended like a couple of conferences. Our VPF, by the way, attended like a very cool financial conference on COVID-19 financing, which was very high level, very fancy. The Global Fund, we did the DPPA, the UNDP, obviously, and then I'm also in the UNMGCY Migration Working Group, so I attend like a lot of. I did the ECOSOC Asia Pacific Migration Conference. I think one is happening this week too, but I don't think I'll be able to attend. And one really, really, really interesting thing that we are doing even recently is the Lecturio engagement. We just had a call with them like a couple of days back, and it is. I'm sorry, we just went through. I mean, I believe we're gonna. I think SIMSA members are gonna get like 2 weeks of free Lecturio. It's absolutely amazing. I personally love it. I mean, I don't study a lot, but it really helps. So hopefully that comes in, and then we can get like all the benefits for our members too. And then you guys should definitely check it out if you are listening to this call. Then the next thing is why isn't it moving? Oh yeah, okay. So this is again an example of the online engagement that we were a part of. So yes, you can see. So the first one was with the Lancet Commission for the UN 75 conference, which was it was very good. Again, it was on digital health, and it was there. And the second thing was so these again. I'm so sorry, I didn't create like a very recent slide. These are like early 2020 engagements. So and then you can see. Vishnu, you can see Dina, you can see Kat, you can see me, and then we just had like a really good youth stakeholder consultation on disabled youth. So that was really informative and everything. So again, it's early as we have not really we are in the process of developing like a whole follow up, but we will get it done probably this year or the next. So how you can engage with policy, with external affairs, international opportunities, delegations, so regular emails are sent regarding external opportunities. In fact, we are in the process of getting an IFMSA membership. I think it's safe to say because we've applied for IFMSA membership, candidate member. So if we get that, then that again, that would be amazing. The second thing is keep an eye out for SWGs and delegation calls. We had done like a couple of delegation calls before, but it's like once the exam period is done, we'll be more actively engaging, and then definitely more delegations and more SWGs will keep popping up even within SIMSA, but definitely even international SWGs. So what is an SWG? It's a small working group or an interest group, which particularly works on that particular topic. And I'm very sure Vishnu, the Courage, the whole council, puts out a lot of SWGs over there, and then they work on it. So it's really interesting because you meet a lot of people, you understand what they're thinking, you have like very good arguments, you develop like holistically on everything. Yeah. So what you do, your emails are sent, everything. We even had like this recent policy workshop. If any of you attended, I mean, it was good. So the thing was, so you just get like a Google questionnaire link, and then you just have to fill out the whole questionnaire, and boom, you've sent in your application. So if any of you do want to just text me how to build your CV and how exactly to go about getting the whole CV thing done, structuring it, I believe I've built up like a pretty good CV. But all the things that you do, it's amazing for your CV. So if you don't know what the CV or resume, like once you get that done, if anything you're applying to in the future, if you're thinking about something which is not next, if you're thinking of USMLE or the UK and the Australian medical exams, or you're thinking of like going out of the medical fraternity like me, and you want to get into public health or let's say medical anthropology or health entrepreneurship or bioentrepreneurship or economics, something everybody they look for like a CV. And then even after that, like before you're going into, you want like work, you want to do internships. Oh, by the way, we're also doing like a really good internship, which will be live from hopefully next April, but let's see how that goes. It's going to be a rural health internship. Yeah, so whenever you're doing all this, they're going to ask you for a CV, so you're going to need like a pretty good CV. I think SIMSA is going to provide you one of a really, really substantive CV when you engage with it more. That's it. There's a lot of, this is like the basic gist of it. If anybody wants to know more, please ask me, text me, email me. My email is vpe@simsa.in. Otherwise, if you know any other person, you can always ask them and they'll get to me. So everything is good. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri, for that amazing presentation. Now, Dina, anything more to add?
Yes. So as you were aware that everyone was aware that we didn't have a representative from the Council of Public Health, but now we do. So I would like to invite Suchita from the Council of Public Health to just say a few words of what public health does. Suchita?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Suchita, the liaison officer of COPH. So I'm here to represent COPH. So as you all know, COPH stands for Council on Public Health. So here, as a group, as all the officials, we together, our motto is that, public health is the main aim. During this time, much importance is not given to the public health because just in case in this world, like when we talk about COVID, like what is COVID? Like people don't know the precautions. Only because of that, only because of the ignorance in the society, it is spreading, right? So the main motto is that we need to educate public and tell them that what are the myths, like demystify everything, and we need to educate them. So that is the most important thing. What we as officials from public health think. So our council, we have managed so many events. Like we have did events like myth busting activity, and we have also conducted webinars on sleep awareness. Like right now people are more engaged on cell phones, laptops, and people have they're not even going back to their schedule. Like they're not even studying, more time. I mean, they're giving more time for the digital network. So that is not really not right. So we've given more time. So just because of that, we've also organized webinars on sleep awareness programs. So the thing is that the most one thing which we feel happy about is the volunteers who have participated in the event. When we reached out to them, the I mean the response is that at least because of the webinar, maybe 1 day or 2 day, we tried not to go back to our phones, or we tried not to go back to the digital media. So we may not bring a change forever, but at least the volunteers are trying to get a change in their lives. So that is really important, without leaving everything, they're at least trying to make a change. So we've also had a webinar on radiation awareness. So we are conducting webinars on this public health issue, and a lot more webinars to go. And not only webinars to the local office, we're also educating the local officers. So in this way, the main motto is to educate the public regarding all the issues of medical education. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Suchita. So I'll hand over the mic back to Arjun to continue the session.
Thank you, Sujita. Thank you, Dina. Now we shall move on to know much more about the SIMSA finances and the fee structure of SIMSA. For that, we have the VP Finances, Mr. Fazlur Rahman Khan. Fazlur, take over.
Thank you, Arjun. Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fazlur Rahman Khan. I'm the VP Finances. And herewith, I'm interested with managing the organization's budget and properly allocating financial resources. I know this is something different from what medicals usually do, but I feel like I have a lot of experience that pertains directly towards what this position entails. As a vice president for finance, I have to be proactive and resolute in funding, which is required to carry out responsibilities put on our team of officials. That is chairs and vice chairs, especially. And most importantly, my position asked me to be fully committed in upholding the members' confidence, trust, and respect in all the organizational processes. In particular, the recognition and the funding process for our very own SIMSA. In regards to my presence on behalf of SIMSA in international bodies, like Srihari mentioned, I was invited at a high-level meeting chaired by the country representatives of Canada, South Africa, and many more on the topic of financing for development in the era of COVID-19 and beyond, which was properly conducted or looked over by the Deputy Secretary of United Nations, which is Amina Mohammed. And while coming to the membership fees and everything, which really, a very big question mark to many of our medicos. How do we consider, or how do we take the membership fee? See, if we am going to speak here on the membership fee, we have the lowest of the membership fee in the entire country. We charge nearly 4 times less than what other medical organization in this country happen to charge. And this the same money is being allocated to our councils who are supposed to work on grassroots level once this COVID is going to get over. And apart from this, a very other most important thing is we are in the process of installing health insurance to all our members, which is going to happen very real super soon. And me serving as the vice president finance is a very exciting and rewarding experience. Thank you everyone. Thank you, Arjun.
Rahman. Thank you so much. I think we have completed most of the FAQs we received from the participants, but Swarna is ready with some of the remaining questions which we got from the audience. Swarna, can you please ask the questions?
Yeah, sure, sir. Good evening, everyone. As you, Arjun sir said, we have answered almost many questions asked by the audience. Yet I have some questions which I would like to get answers from the governing body. Shall I go ahead?
Yes, Swarna, can you do this one thing? You can direct it to the specific governing body, if that is possible.
Ma'am, all are generalized questions only, not much stuff.
Okay,
yes,
fine.
Okay, Swarna, proceed.
Okay. Besides the existence of well-established medical organizations in India, why should I become a member of SIMSA particularly?
Who would like to answer that?
Dina, I think you are the best person to answer.
Okay, so firstly, the well-established organizations are either expensive or they are not regarding or like not independent organizations. I would not like to name, but there are many organizations which are not independently run by medical students. They are run by a adult group of medical doctors, and that they kind of suppress the ideas of medical students, or they kind of suppress of what medical students want. So I'm not naming, but there are many organizations like that. And the ones which are independently run by medical students are very expensive. So why join SIMSA is that we are cheap, and two, we are independent, and we are always open. And there is no organization, I'm very sure, which has a council called Council of Ethical and Judicial Affairs, which just concentrates on solving the conflicts within the organization. I'm sure there's no organization out there which has this system. Everyone just brushes off the matters under the carpet, but we don't. We want to get it out in the open, because if you want to venture out in the world and correct all the wrong things which are happening in the world, be it rights and peace, or be it getting proper public health and medical care to the citizens of this country, or be it we as medical students itself being a part of changing the medical curriculum, or we uh, being uh, representing the voices of those who can't represent themselves, which a lot of which courage does. I think it speaks volumes, and we are just not, I think, portraying, or we're just not uh, making it look pretty, but we can go down and dirty, and we can go to the ground on we can go on ground, and we are definitely going to go on ground once the COVID stops, and then you will see our activities flourish. We are going to go to the deepest, darkest ends of this country and bring light to those who don't have that. So I think that answer is good enough, if I'm not wrong, Swarna.
Yes, ma'am, your answer is very nice. Now I shall go to the next question. How transparent is SIMSA? We speak about transparency everywhere. How transparent we are?
Again, does anyone else want to answer it?
Okay, if nobody, I will. So let's talk. So we are like, I seriously understand where this question is coming from, because there are so many organizations that is so opaque that you want to pull your hair out. You don't know, like, you worked so much for those organizations, but then the whole process is so opaque. So what we've tried to do, like, Dina said in her previous answer, is we've had those three auxiliary councils, so independent of everybody else. So especially COEJA, Council of Ethical and Judicial Affairs, which really hold each and everybody accountable, and nobody, if there's this whole feedback mechanism, there's this whole loop mechanism where anybody who has a problem can go to COEJA, and the COEJA will address. So that is something very, very unique to SIMSA. But on the whole transparency process, I think the way that SIMSA is structured is going to ensure transparency. Like, each step we've ensured. So I would say, we've not only ensured transparency, but we've also ensured accountability. So, we are planning. So if you don't know, and CLPD is aware, we are planning on empowering the members, and not exactly, only a couple of us in, let's say, the general body or the electoral body, if you would call it that, or the team of officials should not have the power to make the decisions. I think each member, if you are a member of SIMSA, you should be able to have the power to make any of the decisions that is pertaining to, SIMSA as an organization. So in the next I would say next year, probably, we will be having the local councils, the local officers, the local council presidents, they will be able to get a vote. So in terms of transparency, if you really must know, we actually, what we do is we have our reports which we give bi-monthly, and it's passed out to, it comes from the GV, it goes up to all the councils, it goes to CLPD and the COEJA and the CBC, which are the auxiliary councils, and then from there to the state officers, state directors, and then from state directors to the deputy directors, and then to the local council presidents. We'll be getting one by the end of the year. Everything will be addressed. Any problem, anything. COEJA themselves will be putting one out in the general mail server. You will be getting mails about it. So that is one particular way of transparency that which has been established, which is going to continue throughout. And is there anything else I forgot?
I would like to add, like what Hari said, right, about the local committee heads getting the power. So in most of the organizations, what happens is that either the president and vice president, or those positions which should be more of a popular position, or which should be more of a position which the medical students should choose, is either chosen by higher seniors, or medical officers, or doctors who are part of the main organization. Either that, or it is selected by people who worked in that position before, and obviously which is totally unfair. So what we at SIMSA are going to do, already going to do next year, is that the local committee heads should give us a brief report of what activities they conducted on behalf of SIMSA in their college, and that local committee head will be given the right to give a vote. And according to that voting system is the next president, vice president, and next council members, council chair, vice chair, are going to be selected. So I think that will ensure a lot of transparency. The elections will be taken care by a separate body, which is Council of Bylaws and Constitution, and they will be ensuring that. And again, there are many mechanisms and reports. Whoever wants to deep into how we are wanting to function, you can definitely ask us for those reports, and we will or those criteria, and we will definitely publish it, or give it to you if you want. But before, and what I would say is, around April or May, we are going to have the next batch of officers coming, and so that time you can definitely give your application, and you can very transparently stand for the election and get voted. So if anyone else wants to add anything, please let me know. I'm done.
That was perfect, Deena. I think Srihari has also made some relevant points. Swarna, can we move on to the next question?
Yes, sir. Can a foreign medical graduate join SIMSA?
Yes, I would like to answer. This is Rahman. Am I clear?
Yes, Rahman, you're audible.
Okay. Yes, definitely a foreign medical graduate who is an Indian citizen can join us. And in fact, the people who are not of Indian origin can also join SIMSA on the sending a request to the VPI, and after duly verifying their credentials. If a foreign Indian graduate has to join SIMSA, then he or she has to send a separate mail to VPI indicating the status of his studies, and then VPI will contact the university and approach with confirmation of the student details, and then we will process his membership. It's like a process which we have to do, as it's a foreign medical graduate. But at the end, yes, they can join. Thank you.
Okay, I will move on to the final question. What is the long-term goal of SIMSA? Can we expect any unique achievement after 5 years? And yeah, please. So far, SIMSA has conducted only online events. Can we expect any on-field events in near future?
So I would like to answer one part of this question. That is yes. Once the COVID is out, or even if COVID exists, but the relaxation is there, and I think as we can see that there is a bit of vaccination success, so I feel like it's going to be open soon. So that time, definitely we're going to have a big mega event wherein you will witness in person all what we are telling, and definitely enjoy it. And other parts of the questions, do any Rahman, Hari, do you want to answer or shall I answer?
No,
Or
you
do
may proceed, Dina.
Okay, so what was the other part of the question, Swarna?
Long term, regarding the long term goal, can we expect any unique achievement after 5 years?
Yes, I think we have already done something unique which no other organization has done. Actually, many things. Number one is we have collaborated with the government, one of the state's government, that is state of Puducherry. Puducherry is a union territory anyway. So in the COVID workforce and task force, so that is one achievement we are very proud of, which I don't think so any other organization has pulled, especially an organization which is independently working. Second thing is insurance coverage for medical students. It's in the pipeline, and definitely our VPF is working very hard that we get that, and I am very sure that we will. And now coming to international representations, we anyway have international representations, but however we are trying to engage with international medical students organizations, and we are looking forward to it. And by your support and help, I am very sure that we will reach there as well. And other than that, uh, any other issue also where medical students want to voice, and even against the government, we are not very actively protesting, but we passively support people who are, and who are on the forefront, and we know certain on ground organizations which do it, and we support and collaborate with them, because as we have a bigger voice, but they have more of a on ground presence and more of power or time to get certain things done. But with our support and public engagement, they get what the public high. So we are planning to do that, and also we are planning to collaborate with any organization, any medical student organization which shares the vision and mission as we share. So definitely we are not having any barricades. We welcome everyone, anyone, and we intend to invite, in fact, other medical students organizations as well to our events. And I think that's it is the answer. Any other question, Swarna?
That's all from the questioning session. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now
Thank you, Swarna. Thank you so much for that amazing session. Thank you, Dina, for that answer. I think we have answered a lot of the queries through the presentations by the council heads, presentations by the respected VPI, VPE, VPF. And now we shall move on to the official vote of thanks by our respected President, Ruba ma'am. Ruba ma'am, please.
Seems connectivity issue for her. I request
Okay.
to go ahead with the vote of thanks.
All right. So I would like to propose the vote of thanks officially. I thank our respected President Vijay Ruba ma'am, our respected VPI Dina Mariam, our respected VP Exterior Matters Sri Hari Govind, our respected VP Finances Fazlur Rahman Khan, and my dearest capacity building team executive Swarna Muthulakshmi for the amazing Q&A session. And I also would like to add the DPRC team, which includes Dr. Meghna and Sweta, who are the tech heads for the posters, the Zoom meeting links, YouTube links, and everything. And I thank once again every SIMSA members for sharing the link. And I also thank the audience who have heard us very patiently and cooperated us throughout. I also would like to thank Ayushi. So if there is any more queries, you can always log into our social media accounts at Instagram and YouTube also. You can also email us your queries. You can check our website also. Aishi, I also thank Aishi, who is the DPRC assist. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a beautiful day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.